Hi everybody, this is Diane. I have really been enjoying working on these farm journals and using some of my farm supplies that I've collected. If you saw the video where I was going through the farm supplies to pull things out for these little journals, you'll see that I have a ton of them. But I love them, and I'm really glad to be using some in these little journals. So I've been working on this. You saw when I started working on it, you saw some of the work that was done in it in the video that went up yesterday. For me, it's today. That video just went up. So I've been doing more in here, and I'm going to now do the same work in these two journals. I did do the covers, as you can see, and I believe all of these images I got from the old design shop years ago. So I love this one with the young lady feeding the calf. It's Blatchford calf meal, and I put some burlap behind it and a little burlap here behind this little porcelain button. And this one, they all have burlap behind them. And these are from an artist called C.M. Bird, B-U-R-D. She illustrated children's books, and the old design shop has quite a few images from C.M. Bird. I believe that you buy them individually, and then, but I've had them in my files for years. I used to be on the design team for her, and I selected those images, and she sent them to me. But I just printed them to a page to get them to this size. And then I added this vintage button that actually still has the vintage thread in it. And then this one by the same artist with a different color of burlap, the same button, but it didn't have thread, so I just added some embroidery floss. So I really like the covers. As you can see, I didn't put paper on the edges of these yet. So I'll just set the covers aside because I won't be needing them at this point. And I have some of my pieces prepped, some of them. So I'm just going to start flipping through this book and see what I need to do. In yesterday's video, I wanted to put a pocket on the first page, which I did. I did this page. And then I decided I would really rather have blue facing this. So I pulled out, there was, at least there's two blue pages in this, and I pulled out one of them and stamped on it. And I think I stamped on this on the video, but I decided to put that in the front of the book. Just to let you know my thought process on arranging pages. So I'm going to pull the green one and the yellow one for these two books. Okay, hopefully I have deleted all of that stamping because you saw me do that yesterday, but those pages are done. So now I'll make a pocket. I already made the pocket. Put that one there. It shows up better on that. I might want to switch that out for something else. Let's see what other scrapbook papers I have. That looks better. And then I just have some flashcards to tuck in. Looks like I cut my packets too long, too wide. I just have this little pig cut out from a children's book. And this is the circle that I punched from that strip that was left over from Graphic 45 paper. And this is a little sticker from that sticker book that I have, the vintage Eureka sticker book. So far, you saw me do all of these things in the first journal. I'll just add that. In fact, I'll just paper clip it on so it can be removed and you can write under it. This page had some holes in it, and there's no reason to cover the holes. They were like for a binder. But I wanted to just add this border, and then I put this on the back. And these pages are from the same paper, the same kind of paper, but they don't have the holes. But just for decoration, I will add a strip. Now this is the stationery piece with the cow and the cat. And here I added a cow, a Holstein cow from a children's dictionary, which I don't have any more of those, but I just pulled this piece with some chickens chasing a grasshopper. And let's see. I could use this. This is a definition. And I used some mulberry paper behind it. So this one is the green book and this one is the brown book. So there are those 2 pages. These are the reading award certificates. I'm just going to have glue on that now. Stamp the billhead stamp from the Tim Holtz farm, whatever his farm set is called. These are little half pages of ledger paper. So I'm going to just put a tab, just for fun, on the edge. This paper is a dot grid, but it's pretty thin, so I wanted to reinforce where it goes into the wire, where the holes will be punched. So I am just going to use a piece of this blue on the edge. But I'm going to take it from 2 different, these are like photo mats. It was a book of blue and white photo mats. And I'm going to take a piece from 2 different ones because I think I used the other piece for something else in the first book. And I don't remember what, so I don't remember how big it needs to be. Now, I have these pieces that are pretty neat. I like the shape of them. And these came on that Nevermore Creations kit, which I think was called Country Peace. I've had these for a long time. And I just, like I said, I love the shape. So I put this one on as a little pocket. And this was also in the Country Peace. But this was the only one that was that small. But I found some other things to use for these. So I'll leave one end open, one side open. These girls are picking apples. This one is feeding chickens. The other one are some kids looking over the fence at some pigs. I had this. This came with the Country Piece set too, and it's a little bit bigger than the other, but it's still a good size. And it says The Farm and Its Scenes, so I'm not sure what kind of a book that was, but it's a book cover. And this one, I believe, was either the Old Design Shop or Mrs. Coggs. I think it's the Old Design Shop. I think I'll round those corners. So they'll be bound in right here. because that side is reinforced. Next is a piece of wallpaper. So on the back is where I just added some scraps of paper that I had, and then I made this pocket on that side. I don't know. That one is vertical. These are horizontal. Oh, here's a vertical one. These are all scraps from previous farm journals. Yeah, I think they'll work. Okay, this is pretty much like the first one I did yesterday. And this one has a different rooster and chicken paper on it. And now I'm going to make a pocket on this side. I don't have any other illustrations that would go down the page like that. That was just perfect. But I picked out some other things. I picked out this illustration, and I already backed it to cardstock. I think I'll just cut here and cut those cows in the pasture out. Still have one cow back there. And then this is cute, from a very old magazine. Looks like the calf and the rooster, or chicken, are sizing each other up. And then I have this receipt, sales receipt for butter, eggs, and poultry. And then I tucked this from a book page in here. And I didn't take the time to find something for these pockets, but I will. Oh, this was for a different pocket. Because this one has this little picture, but it's a different kind of pocket. This could go, the cow one could go for both of them. But this one I could tuck in, but not this one. It's too, the pocket's too big. So I can fix that up and, you know, cut around it and ink it and just glue it there. I have this, which is a digital. And I need something bigger for this pocket. cover up the name with washi tape. It is stuck fast to this finger because that finger was covered in glue. So it glued itself. Okay, I'll move on to the next page. The next page is scrapbook paper. And I have some fabric pieces ready. I think that one looks better on that busy page because this one is a little bit busier. I didn't make the fabric the whole length, the whole width of the page because I'll be punching holes. This one is a little bit wider than it should be probably, but the chickens were spaced apart and I cut it apart and put them as close together as I could without, you know, hiding some of their tail. So I think that's better. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue across the top because it's hard to put it on the baby rickrack. This one, her head is too close and already cut off a little bit, so I'll just use a baby rickrack here. And on the back of this, I have this piece that came out of some kind of a children's activity book, I think. And I'm going to back this with something and it'll be a little card to write on. have this chicken, which is a collectible glass piece, ceramic or porcelain or something from a catalog. I cut him out to use, and this is from a children's book. I like this. Guess they're good for now. I have a vintage music paper, and this was torn, but I reinforced it with a strip of dyed paper and then hid the torn part with this. And that's part of the Country Piece digital. But I do, these aren't torn, the other ones aren't torn, but I do want to replace or reinforce the edges. Here's what I did with the rest of the blue cardstock. I made a pocket. And I have a vintage image on there. This is all I already used up everything I prepped for. So I have to look for stuff if I do any more. This might be cute on a pocket. That'd be a great corner tuck spot. think I'll put this one here because it's a smaller pattern on a big pattern. Looks better. Now, that takes up too much of the card. These are advertising chicks. Teddy is here today doing school, and at his dad's house they have chicks. He loves animals anyway. I told him that I was making farm journals. He came in here to see me on one of his school breaks, and I told him I was making some farm journals. He said, "Do you have any chickens in there?" And I said, "I do." He loves them. So this was their first year having them, and he said they'll buy more in the spring again. And I think I'd like to put some red paper behind these. So this is a little girl with the box full of chicks, and I put this quote on from a children's book: when we take good care of chickens, they lay more eggs. So I do have some other quotes that I took out of books. I'm not going to look at them right now, but if I have any that would go with these, I'll add it. I don't know if I have any more about chicks or chickens, but I did put a couple tags in here. And another milk coupon. This farmer's yearbook is vintage, but someone used it in 1999. But it's dated 1955. And this one, I just added another image from Country Peace from Nevermore Creations. Don't have any more of that shape. That's the shape I made those pockets out of. I have these, but I don't think they'll fit. They're cute though, aren't they? I mean, I could just maybe put that in a pocket. Yeah, I'll just do that. I have some inking to do on these, but I'll move on. In fact, I'm going to say goodbye. Let me see what's on the back. Oh, I stamped on the back. So hopefully I'll be able to stamp that cow, even though I've already glued something on it. If not, I'll stamp it on paper. If it doesn't turn out well, I'll stamp it on paper and then cut it out and glue it on. So let me just show you quickly what I have left to do. Here I just took a note paper with the cow. I don't know how many of those I have left, if any, and another scrap, and just glued them down and put a little strip of that bandana paper. And this is a sticker from a vintage sticker book. And there's a milk bottle cap and a little sticky note. For the milk carton, the part that I folded up, I sewed because it's waxy and the glue won't stick. So I just sewed it, and this was split here. There were two different flaps, so I did glue this fabric measuring tape to it, and it did stick. So there's a journaling card and this little booklet that was in my stash of ready-made stuff. I made a fabric pocket here with another piece of that. This is a cow measuring tape. Purina weight tape for estimating live weights of calves, heifers, and cows. And this was in my stash, so she's a farmer's wife with little blocks of her quilt projects behind her. And I stamped on the back. This is cut from a piece of fabric. That is from a strip of ribbon. Made a pocket with another scrapbook paper, leftover digital piece, and a flash card. This is from that vintage calendar. I just glued it to the back of the wallpaper. I cut this out of a journal card from Old Design Shop. And I got to use this cereal ad that I really love. I love him added to that bandana paper. And I tucked a few things in the pocket. So I still have a bunch of things to do to finish these. This I only have one of. I have this stamp though because I ordered this stamp from Lorna at Tailor Made Journals, and she always embosses the stamp in gold on an envelope and then puts the stamp in the envelope. So I saved that, and this is from a children's book. But I probably won't make another one like that for the other journals, so I'll just make a pocket out of something else. And that's what I have to do to catch up to this one. So I do have a lot of editing to do. I'll have to take out a lot because I'm over an hour right now, and I don't like to do more than 45 minutes because I have a hard time uploading. So I'm going to delete a lot of stuff and then get this uploaded for you. And I thank you for coming along with me today. I'll see you in the next one. Have a creative day. Bye.